Hello and welcome on 360 Sport on Trust TV. It's a weekend full of activities in the world of sport. I am Adeni Ajishafe. Well, matches will be coming up in the NPFL, not forgetting the EPL. A lot of matches are becoming up in top 5 leagues in Europe. After all, FIFA qualifiers actually has closed. Talking about the World Cup, the fever that took the entire world during the week is actually coming to an end. Well, where the majority of people are right now preparing to see what's going to happen in the World Cup, because the draw has been made. But before we take you to that particular occurrence, talking about the FIFA World Cup draw, let's start from the review of during the week. We have to review what those things that happened during the week. We just have to look at activities that happened during the week. It was a very, very bitter week for most Nigerians because of not qualifying for the World Cup. But we just have to move on with life. Now, let's start with cricket. During the week, we started with on Monday. We talked about Nigerians hosting Six Nations in the T20 Women tournaments that begin in Lagos. And now we'll be joining Ijeoma Okigbo in Lagos to give us a wrap concerning that particular competition that will be ending tomorrow. Ijeoma Okigbo, are you there? Okay, Ijeoma, good morning. Okay, Ijeoma, just quickly give us the wrap of what has happened so far about the T20 International taking place in Lagos. And also, what are we going to be expecting for the closing concerning between today and tomorrow? Oh, audio is not our friend there. So painful. But Ijeoma was supposed to at least give us details concerning all the activities that happened over there in Lagos. Okay, now I think we have a clearer audio now. Hello, Ijeoma, are you there?
Yes, I
Okay.
am. Good morning. Sorry about that. So I was saying the tournament started on Monday. We had 5 teams, or we have 5 teams: Nigeria, Rwanda, the Gambia, Sierra Leone, and Ghana. So far, it's been quite an exciting tournament for a period of about five match days. We have right now we have Rwanda and Nigeria who are top of the group. Rwanda is first, Nigeria is second, and the difference is just because of net run rate. That's just what is differentiating both sides. Else, both sides have played the same number of matches and have won that same number of matches. They played 3 matches so far individually, and they've won their 3 matches. So the both of them are top, but Rwanda is ahead of Nigeria because of net run rate. So it's Rwanda, Nigeria, then Sierra Leone, who has two, who has just won 1 game from 3 matches. After Sierra Leone is Ghana, who has also won 1 game from 3 matches, and then the Gambia, they are yet to win a game. So right now they are having right now a match is about to begin, and that is between Sierra Leone and the Gambia. So hopefully, if the Gambia wins this, it's going to be their first victory in this tournament.
Okay. Now, just as you are giving us update there, what are we expecting between today and tomorrow? Talking about since the event will be ending tomorrow, and how is Tafawa Balewa Square over? How is it looking like now?
Oh, let me begin with Tafa Balewa Square over. It's really looking so good, so good in terms of the organization of the pitch itself, because the pitch was recently renovated in January. It was a concrete wicket, so it's now taking what was now a tough wicket, and it is an international standard cricket tough wicket. So the ambience here is so exciting. You could see spectators really coming, and it's weekend, so we're able to see the influx of a lot of people coming in to watch the game. But more interesting is that Nigeria will play in Rwanda this afternoon, and that's one of the biggest fixture of this event. So Nigeria Rwanda will play this afternoon, and hopefully we hope to see both sides as well in the final tomorrow, because both sides are top of their or are top of the group. So that's the biggest fixture, the biggest clash in this game, and everybody's looking forward to it.
Okay, before I let you go, finally, let's talk about the hosting of this particular competition, cricket, to give awareness about this sport for Nigerian ladies. How has it been in Lagos? The coming out of a crowd to watch cricket?
Well, really exciting. You get to see a lot of people coming, even kids, just children coming around to just watch, have an idea. It's really good. The influx of people coming in here so far has been really great. I could even say has gone beyond some kind of expectations. And this is weekend as well. So between Saturday and Sunday, tomorrow is the final. I'm sure a lot of people will be here. really. So it's a very good one. Kudos to the Nigerian Cricket Federation for organizing it, and also at this time. So it's for the Nigerian women. It's a plus to the development of cricket for the grassroots as well as in Africa.
Good morning there, Ijoma Kibo. I want to appreciate your time giving us updates concerning T20 international cricket that is taking place in Lagos. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Okay, good morning there. We just had Ijoma Kibo, sport journalist, who gave us the wrap of that particular competition. 6 nations are in Nigeria competing in the T20 ranking competition. Well, the Nigerian ladies, the ladies cricketers are there, and according to what she just said, they will be playing against Rwanda. Hopefully, they will be able to play finals tomorrow. Nigeria, actually, as a host, wants to play and also win. Good one there. We've been looking at cricket as we review the week that we just wrapping up. Quickly, let's move away from cricket as we talk about the biggest event that happened during the week. On Tuesday, Nigerians troop out in their millions. Maybe let me use the word millions, even though the stadium is in 60,000 capacity. But those watching on TV and those online, everyone ready to support Nigeria. Talking about the Super Eagles against Ghana. That match ended in a very bitter, putting a bitter taste in the mouth of so many Nigerians who were at the stadium and those who were watching online as we lost out in the qualifiers. Talking about the World Cup qualifier. That's the next story we are looking at. 2022 World Cup, where Eagles actually mixed out there. Well, so painful that Nigeria could not qualify for the World Cup. It ended 1-0 draw, 1-1 after the first leg ended 0-0 in Ghana, precisely in Kumasi, Babayara Stadium. But Nigerians were hoping that coming home to Abuja, they would be able to turn things around, but Super Eagles were lackluster in their performance. They went to sleep and allowed the young Ghanaian team to be able to qualify. They defeated them, at least even though they played draw, they qualified. And right now, Ghana are really happy for the fact that they are able to qualify. So painful. Well, joining me to talk sports this morning is Abdurrahman Zubairu. Good to have you.
Thank you very much.
Now, let's look at this particular scenario where Nigerians were expecting so much from Eagles and Eagles went to sleep. They didn't fly at all that Tuesday evening.
Well, it was the World Cup qualifiers, Nigeria-Ghana. We know the rivalry between Nigeria-Ghana. The first leg ended 0-0 in Kumasi. We came back to Abuja. The whole country was excited. The fans came out, went to the stadium, and then it was a very disappointing performance from the Super Eagles. Super Eagles never looked like scoring in that match, really. And to be honest, 2 goalkeeping mistakes have cost us big time this year. First in the Africa Cup of Nations and this week in Abuja.
Well, it was a painful experience. If you look at this particular scenario where Ghana really had it wasn't expected. Not that we underrated them, no, but I think the Eagles were not super that evening. They did not play to expectations. They play as if they were not ready. Okay, let's go on a short break to let you have a feel of what happened at the stadium. Quickly, let's give you this. Well, Nigeria, their Super Eagles did not really play to that to see if they can qualify for the World Cup. They played as if they were actually playing a friendly game, or was as if they were leading. They were not in that game.
Yeah, the Super Eagles, that was very disappointing. I mean, they didn't look like scoring, like I said earlier on. And halfway through the game, the players looked so tired. I mean, that is just so disappointing for the country. And Nigerians on social media after the game in stadium showed their disappointment. And hopefully now for the Super Eagles, the next African Cup of Nations is next year. It's very close. Hopefully they can regroup and come back stronger next year.
But looking at that particular game, expectations were high for Nigeria, hopefully hoping that they will qualify. But Ghana really came at us, and they did it. And to be candid, maybe Nigeria should begin to support Ghana right now because of the way they play. Now, after that particular incident where Nigerians were hope were dashed, now, well, Coach August Nego actually resigned his position. But before then, NFF, Nigerian Football Federation, apologized to Nigerians after over the failure of Eagles to qualify for World Cup. They apologized, saying, well, they know how bad and how painful it was to be at the stadium, and then for them not to get that ticket to Qatar, it was a painful, and they really apologized to Nigerians. After the apology, another story that broke out was the fact that August Nego well, he was actually resigning his position as Super Eagles coach. A lot of Nigerians were not even looking at this particular issue, maybe resigning or not. People were just bitter for the fact that we could not qualify.
Yeah, a lot of Nigerians, to be fair, the football supporters in Nigeria saw this coming. Even though he didn't resign, even if he didn't resign, he would have been sacked, because two big major disappointments this year is enough for him to resign. One at the AFCON, now Nigeria is missing out the World Cup, which is the biggest sporting event in the world. So we saw it coming.
It was seen coming, according to Zubairo there. Well, Nigerians couldn't just take that bitter pill put in their mouth. A lot of people are not really happy. Well, after the resignation of Egosine Guavoin, Nigerian Football Federation disengages the entire technical crew of the Super Eagles, that comprise of Iguavoin, Amunike, Yobo, Aloy Agu, and the rest. All of them are okay now. The contract they were supposed to actually offering them, well, the contract is off, and then they should just step aside while they get a new set of technical crew that will take over that particular job. Well, we hope that things will go well, because right now the NFF has engaged this particular Super Eagles technical crew. Let's wait and see who will be taking over, because AFCON qualifiers will be starting also soon. So Nigerians are waiting. We need to qualify for Nations Cup. At least if we are not going to the World Cup, let's qualify for Cote d'Ivoire 2023. That's the key thing right now, because a lot of Nigerians can't just take it anymore. They are also calling for the NFL to do something quick to get us on the right track. Those are the stories that broke during the week. Now let's talk about volleyball. Volleyball 2022 is actually starting in Lagos. That's the Super Cup for volleyball starting in Lagos. Yeah, also, that was yesterday, and we just quickly looked at those that particular event where 8 teams from men's side are currently representing state. We have Kano Pillars, Nigerian Customs Service, Nigerian Civil Defense, Nigerian Police Force, Kada Kings, Kwara United, Wiki Spikers of Bauchi, and you have Spartan Spikers are coming to play in the Volleyball Super Cup. Who wins the league this season in volleyball? While for the women's team, we have 6 teams. NCDC, Nigerian Civil Defense, Nigerian Customs, Chief of Army Staff Spikers, Nigeria Immigration Service, Kwara United, and you have Zamfara Queens. Those are the 6 teams from the women league that we play in Super Cup, talking about Nigerian Volleyball Super Cup for 2022 to determine the winner of this year. Good one there. We've seen the teams from the Premier League and also Division 1 coming together to jostle for honor, and it's coming up. It's actually taking place in Lagos. That started just yesterday, and it will be ongoing till 10th of April when the final finalists will be discovered there. Actually, well, we hope that let the best team win in that competition. We reviewed the week, news that broke out during the week, and all these stories. But the biggest one was the fact that Nigeria could not qualify for the World Cup. Now let's look at some nationwide League One, the third-tier league in Nigeria. Some results quickly, as we quickly look at those matches that will play on Thursday. Where Supreme Court of Abuja, they lost 1-2 to Setrako FC, 1-2 there. Police Machine drew 1-0 draw against Basira FC of Lafia in the nationwide League One match day 3 group F1, and in Group G1B, Katsina United Junior lost against Bakori FC by a long goal. Those are the results we just brought to you to let you have a feel of what happened in the nationwide League One match day 3 result. Well, still talking about the nationwide League One matches. A lot of matches were played on Thursday, just to let you have a feel of those games. Now, let's quickly move straight to talk about the 2023 World Cup draws that was actually conducted yesterday in Qatar. For Qatar rather, because about 32 teams will be qualifying, but so far we have 29 already on ground, remaining 3. But those 3 will be doing that by June. But right now, let's look at it group by group, Group A to H. Group A, Group B, C, D, and E, F, and G there. Group A, we have Qatar, the host nation, Ecuador, Netherlands, and Senegal. Africa #1 are in that particular group. And let's look at it, Zuberu, one by one. Qatar, Ecuador, Netherlands, Senegal. If you look at the way you're standing right now, you want to tell me that you'll be standing with Senegal, right?
Yeah, Senegal are the current African champions. They have been playing really well over the last 2 to 4 years. Qatar, this is their first time in the World Cup, and they're the hosts, so we should expect a performance from them. Ecuador, I mean, I thought they would just be one of the followers, the people that are not there to compete. They just go to make up the numbers, but coming to think of it, they qualified ahead of countries like Colombia and Chile in the South American qualifiers. So it's going to be interesting to see what they can do in the World Cup. Netherlands are now back in the World Cup after missing out last time. So hopefully they can also do well in Qatar 2022.
Well, from that group, a lot of Africans or Nigerians will be looking at supporting Senegal, because right now the Teranga Lions will be in that group, and hopefully they can scale through. Netherlands is there, Ecuador, Qatar. That's Group A. In Group B, we have England, Iran, USA, and the winner between the Scotland, Wales, and Ukraine. One of the countries will qualify. So let's see what's going to happen between England, Iran, and USA. From the way it is, USA, England, Iran. Iran is a team that a lot of people may just have to be very careful. If you underrate them, it's going to be at your own peril. Wait for between Scotland, Wales, and Ukraine to see who will be joining to make it fourth team in that Group B. In Group C, Argentina and Saudi Arabia, Mexico and Poland. 2 South American countries are actually, you have Argentina, you have Mexico from North America, and you have Saudi Arabia from Middle East, and Poland from Europe. They will be filing out. Lionel Messi will be facing Saudi Arabia, Mexico, and Poland. From the way it is right now, a lot of people are tipping Argentina and Mexico, but I'm rather saying just wait till those matches comes up, because it's very, very dicey, very, very dicey. World Cup is not for small boys, as they say. Group D, we have France. We have UAE, Australia, Peru. One of them will qualify to join Denmark, Tunisia, and France. And if you look at that group already, you might want to tip France and maybe one more country to join them there. Denmark, a very tricky nation when they play football. They will be playing alongside Tunisia, our African brother. They will be there. Let's see what they can offer. UAE, that is United Arab Emirates, Australia, and Peru will have to fight for just one slot for them to be at the World Cup in Group D. And from the way it is, Group E, we have Spain, Costa Rica, New Zealand will be facing themselves to get a slot, and German machine that a lot of people are avoiding. They are there in Group E alongside Japan, Germany, Spain. Zuberu, look at this particular group, Group E. Spain, Germany in the same group, a tough match.
Yeah, it's going to be a very tough match. And personally for me, I think I fancy Spain to win the World Cup.
Seriously?
Because even in the Euros, I've said this before, Spain were a goal scorer away from winning the World Cup, because the Euros, sorry, because in the Euros they played the best football, and right now they have like this group of young players mixed with some experienced players like Sergio Busquets, Jordi Alba, and co. They have a good manager who is very, very good. He's one of the best managers tactically in the world, and he knows what he's doing. He makes bold decisions, like not selecting any Madrid player for the Euros, and also dropping his captain Sergio Ramos, and also dropping David De Gea from starting in goal for the Spanish national team.
Well, let's see if, according to Zubero, is tipping Spain to win the World Cup. Well, we'll wait till then. Group F, we have Belgium, Canada, Morocco, and Croatia. Another African team is there. And you have to watch out for Croatia. They are always so quiet, but they play good football. Canada, yes, for a very long time, very long years, they've not been at the World Cup. Then Belgium, who just recently dropped the baton of being the first in the world right now to Brazil. They've been the #1 for so many long period of time now. Belgium is facing Canada, Morocco, and Croatia. What a dicey group. Is a very, very dicey group there. You can't just pick a country that qualify or not. And in Group G, you have Brazil, Serbia, Switzerland, and Cameroon. Cameroon from Africa, they will be showcasing their talent alongside Switzerland, Serbia, and Brazil. Well, we know how good Brazilians are, but football is not play on paper. Let's see what they will do at the World Cup alongside Serbia and Switzerland, while Cameroon will show why they are one of the toughest teams to arrive from Africa. Zubero.
It's Brazil. They've never missed a World Cup since the beginning of the World Cup, and they are always there to win the World Cup. They have ambitions to win the World Cup. Serbia, I feel they are just going to be there to be the followers. They are just there to make up the numbers. Switzerland is a very, very interesting country. They have very good technical players like Shaqiri, Xhaka, and co. So I expect them to do well in Qatar 2022. Cameroon, it depends on how they go into the World Cup. We've seen them perform well at the African stage. We've seen them dominate in the African stage. But let's see what they can do in the World Cup 2022.
Well, we'll quickly look at Group H, where Portugal, Ghana, Uruguay, South Korea will be facing themselves. Well, it's going to be another opportunity for Ghana to take their own pound of flesh against Uruguay. If you recall what happened between Uruguay and Luis Suarez, Ghana rather, against Uruguay, well, it's another opportunity for Ghana to show Uruguay what they are made of, as they'll be slugging out in Group H alongside Cristiano Ronaldo's Portugal and South Koreans too. They cannot be underrated. So it's a very tough team, Group H is a very tough team. Don't underrate any team there. 4 of them, they are equal to the task. So Portugal, Ghana, Uruguay, South Korea, 32 countries. It will be jostling for honor on November, December 2022. Qatar is the place. So painful. Green, white, green flag will not be hoisted there. A lot of Nigerians couldn't believe their eyes by the time that particular draw was going on yesterday. JJ Okocha was there among the people that actually conducted the draws. And alas, no green, white, green. Instead, we have black stars. So right now, Nigerians should be rooting to support Ghana, Senegal, Cameroon, Morocco, and Tunisia at the World Cup. And hopefully, at least 1 or 2 of them should be able to spring up surprises at the World Cup. We hope so. A lot of people are looking at Senegal and Ghana. Can they do something wonderful? And even though Cameroon are also there, Morocco, Tunisia, they are all there. Hopefully, they will fly high the flag of African continent at the World Cup. We've been looking at the World Cup Qatar 2022 draws that was made just yesterday at the FIFA headquarters, and hopefully everything will go well between all the countries that are participating. It's just so painful that Nigeria won't be there.
Yeah, it's just so painful that Nigeria won't be there. Seeing Ghana drawn against Portugal, I mean, it will have been a huge honor for Nigeria to play against one of the greatest ever footballers of all time, Cristiano Ronaldo. But it is what it is, and we move, and hopefully we start the qualifiers, get winning, and hopefully appear at the 2023 African Cup of Nations.
We hope that 2026 World Cup, Nigeria will be able to get there. So 2023 Nations Cup, the best thing to do is to make sure they win that competition for Nigerians. It is very possible. Well, Qatar, the host nation, are really prepared for the whole world because right now a lot of Nigerians are living in Qatar saying it's going to be an experience that will not be forgotten because those stadia that will be used for the competition are very, very modern, and they are ready to host the world. They are talking about Qatar, ready to host the whole world for the 2022 World Cup that will be coming up later in the year. Now we move away from reviewing the week. We talked about cricket ongoing in Lagos and also talking about the Super Eagles crashing out from qualifying from the World Cup as they lost to Ghana. Well, good one. Good luck to Ghana. Wish them all the best. We also talk about the NFL sacking the entire technical crew of Super Eagles, although before then Igor Avon throwing the towel there. And now we also talk about a lot of activities in the world of football, women football, NWFL, and also not forgetting Nationwide League One result that we brought to you before we took you straight to the World Cup to talk about the draws that was made concerning that World Cup that will be coming. Now, for this weekend, matches are going to be coming up in different locations across the globe, but we'll be starting from home scene. But for the first story, we'll be looking at previewing the matches. First of all, let's talk about Nasarawa Amazon and Nasarawa United. As a two team right now, they have built New Jos Stadium in Jos Plateau State and Tukru Bratai Stadium in Kefi as their home games because of the fact that there are a lot of work going on at the Lafia Township Stadium there in Lafia, capital of Nasarawa State. So that's why Nasarawa Amazons and Nasarawa United will be playing their matches away from home. But it's still home from home because Jos, so close to Nasarawa, and also Kefi, part of Nasarawa State, will be the place where they will be prosecuting their matches now. That's the particular news coming from the stable of Nasarawa Amazons and Nasarawa United. And not forgetting to tell you that Nasarawa Amazon alongside Edo Queens and also Nigeria Tels are both qualified for the Super 6 alongside Rivers Angels, Delta Queens, Bayelsa Queens. Those are the 6 teams that will be playing in the NWFL Super 6 for this year. Now, let's go straight to the fixtures for this weekend, as I'll be engaging Zubero here to talk about matches that will be coming up this weekend in the NPFL. Well, let's quickly look at Aqua United against Rivers United will be coming up. That will be a match that people want to see. Defending champion Aqua United and the table topper Rivers United will be playing at the Goswiak Pabio Stadium. That will be coming up today. MFM Heartland, Kwara United, Remo Stars, Niger Tornadoes, Dakada, Sunshine Stars, Plateau United. You have Eyimba International at home against Wiki Tourists of Bauchi. Abia Warriors travel to play against Katsina United. And you have Lobby Stars in Makot. They'll be hosting Enugu Rangers. So close. Rangers are very, very close to Enugu is so close to Makodi. They'll be hosting there at the Upper Aku Stadium there. Gombe United against Kano Pillars. Nasarawa United will be playing over there in Jos against Shooting Stars of Ibadan. Those are the matches that will be coming up this weekend. But let's take 2 of those matches. Aqua United, Rivers. This is a match that a lot of people are looking at because Aqua United are defending champion. Rivers United are topping the league right now. So what do you see in this game?
Like you said, Aqua United versus Rivers United, defending champions versus the table toppers. This is going to be a very exciting match. This is a match the fans of both clubs are looking forward to. It's a match that gives edge in bragging rights. So hopefully we watch a very exciting match and see who comes out on top.
Aqua United will be hoping that, yes, they can turn things around, and now they have a new coach. So let's see what they can offer against Rivers United, the table toppers right now, who are not, at least they are not ready to draw the baton. They want to continue to win. It's going to be a big one over there in Uyo between Aqua United and Rivers United. In fact, it's a South-South derby in Uyo. Well, still talking about the NPFL matches, a lot of matches that will be coming up this weekend there. Now, we pick one more. We look at Gombe United versus Kano Pillars. That's another big one from the northern side of the country. Kano Pillars against Gombe. Do you think Kano Pillars can actually upstate Gombe United in their own home?
Yes, it's very possible. It's football. We've seen underdogs win time and time again. Kano Pillars versus Gombe United. We all know the rivalry between these two teams. It's a very tough match here, and people here in the north are excited to watch this match.
Well, Kwara United versus Remo Stars. Remo Stars started the league with a lot of achievement, living in the park for almost 6 weeks before they drop down. But they'll be playing in Ilorin, so Kwara United, big one there. MFM of Lagos, they are at the bottom of the table. They'll be hosting Heartland. What can Heartland do in Lagos? It is very possible that they can win away. And Nasarawa United choosing New George Stadium as their new home right now, be hosting Shooting, the team from Ibadan, to play against Shooting Stars over there. Let's hope if George Stadium will actually favor Nasarawa United. And for Lobby Stars versus Enugu Rangers, another big match coming up there. Let's see who wins that game. Eyimba, Wiki, Tori, Sunshine Star in Akure against Plateau United, who are also knocking at the door to top the table because they are second on the log. And you have to give it up to Katsina United also, who just got a new coach in Coach Abdallah. They'll be hosting Abia Warriors also in Katsina. Let's see what the team will be doing there. The supporters will be supporting them, chanting their names, and see what they have for this weekend. Matches in the NPFL, as we quickly move away to talk about the EPL too. Matches will be coming up in the English Premier League. Matches that actually involve Liverpool versus Watford. They will be playing Brighton against Hove Albion, Norwich City, Burnley versus Manchester City, Chelsea. They'll be facing Brentford, Southampton against Leeds United, Wolverhampton Wanderers at home against Aston Villa, Leicester City, Manchester United at Old Trafford as West Ham United play host to Everton, Tottenham Hotspur versus Newcastle United. Now, look at Man United versus Leicester. How do you see that game?
Very exciting game. Man United versus Leicester City. These two teams have had their problems this season. Leicester City have beaten Manchester United earlier on in the season, so Manchester United wouldn't want Leicester City to beat them home and away, and Cristiano Ronaldo is back and he is ready to give out a performance.
I see Leicester City playing away to Man United because we know how they perform before the break. Now they will want to at least get their acts together because it has not been too rosy with Leicester. But let's see what Brendan Rodgers will offer with his entire team as they play at Old Trafford. But another match I'm looking at, West Ham United, a terrific form so far for that club against Everton. David Moyes versus Lampard. Can he turn things around? Lampard has really been on hot seat. Can he turn things around as they face West Ham?
Lampard has lost 4 of his 7 matches since turning the manager of Everton. It has been really tough for him there. He came into the club when the club was down. West Ham United this season have been flying high, and I just think West Ham United will edge this game.
Okay, Tottenham Hotspur will be also in London. They'll be hosting Newcastle United. Let's see what happened there. Antonio Conte can also, at least he want to win that game to add more to his point. And you look at Leeds United versus Southampton. Brentford play away to Chelsea. Despite what happened to Chelsea, Chelsea players are not giving up. They've been fantastic before the break. Right now, they want to continue where they drop the pattern to see how they can also make Chelsea fans worldwide to be happy. The Blues are waiting for Brentford. Let's see what they can offer for the fact that they'll be playing home this weekend. Now, let's quickly move away from English Premier League as we are rolling out matches for this weekend. Let's talk about the La Liga. Match will be there at La Liga Santander, Getafe, Mallorca, Levante host Villarreal, Real Madrid play away to Celta de Vigo, Atletico Madrid at the Wanda Metropolitano play at home against Alaves, Atletico Bilbao, Elche, Osasuna play host away rather to Real Betis, Granada, Rayo Vallecano, Valencia at the Mestalla Stadium, they play against Cadiz, and you have Barcelona versus Sevilla. Biggest match to watch for this weekend. Now, if you look at Barcelona versus Sevilla, we know what the man at the end of affairs, Xavi, has done since he took over. And do you see him winning this game also against Sevilla?
Yes, I see Barcelona winning this game against Sevilla. The last match before they went for the international break, El Clasico, they beat Real Madrid 4-0 at the Santiago Bernabeu. Xavi has been doing a fantastic job there at Barcelona. At first, I had doubts in Xavi. I thought they were just winning because they were playing against teams that were not right there at the top. But that 4-0 win against Real Madrid has convinced me that Xavi is the man for the job.
Okay, now still talking about Barcelona Sevilla because, well, before the break, they've been performing so well. And after the break, the players will be back. They've all played for their countries now. They'll be facing Sevilla. And we know how Sevilla, too, they are not pushover. They are one of the toughest teams in La Liga Primera. Don't you think Sevilla wants to come out against them, knowing fully well that what happened to Real Madrid in the hands of Barcelona?
Yeah, they must have watched that match against Real Madrid, Barcelona, Real Madrid, and I know they will be prepared for that match, but Barcelona just have too much for them. Barcelona just have too much for them. They'll come out, they'll be feeling strong after that 4-0 win at the Santiago Bernabeu. So I just see Barcelona winning this game.
Okay, you believe that Barcelona can win this game. For you now, if you look at Aubameyang, since he moved to Barcelona, it seems he really got his groove back. He performed so creditably well since he joined them, and he has been in superlative form for Barcelona. And from the way it is, are you seeing him scoring against Sevilla?
Yeah, why not? I mean, Aubameyang has always said it. The issues he had at Arsenal was with the manager, having a manager bullying him around. He got his move to Barcelona, and Arsenal too are doing well now. So it's a good mood for both sides. He's here in Barcelona, banging goals, and hopefully he scores this weekend. I see him scoring this weekend.
But Real Madrid, despite the fact that they lost that El Clasico, I think they want to hold on to topping that league.
Yeah, I think Real Madrid are going to win the La Liga this season. They are already 9 points clear at the moment. They lost 4-0 against Barcelona at the Bernabeu. I mean, it's not the end of the world losing 4-0 to Barcelona, and they have a very tough match coming up in the midweek against Chelsea in the Champions League. So they'll want to come back to winning ways in preparation for the Champions League game against Chelsea on Wednesday.
Let's see if Real Madrid will be able to do well against Celta de Vigo to propel them against performing so well against Chelsea, who will also be facing Brentford in the English Premier League. We'll be looking at fixtures for this weekend. Let's go Bundesliga now quickly as we look at matches that will be coming up over there in Germany. Bayern Leverkusen will be at home against Hertha Berlin. Big match there. Stuttgart travel to Armenia, Bielefeld. Eintracht Frankfurt at home against newcomers Greuther Fürth. Bayern Munich, who has been on rampage even before the break. They play away to Freiburg, 1899 Hoffenheim. At home against VfL Bochum, 1848. RB Leipzig, another good team in Germany. Big one against Borussia Dortmund at the Signal Iduna Park. Augsburg will be at home against VfS Wolfsburg. And you have Borussia Mönchengladbach against Mainz 05. The biggest match there is between Borussia Dortmund and RB Leipzig. A lot of people want to see what will happen. Haaland, will he score or not? And you have RB Leipzig, a particular player called Christopher Nkunku, has been superlative form for that team. So you have Nkunku here, you have Haaland, although you have Marco Reus and a lot of other players.
Yeah, Haaland, anytime he plays, I expect him to score. He's a player that is always hungry for goals. So I think he will score against RB Leipzig this weekend. RB Leipzig has been a club that develops young players, and Christian Nkunku has been very, very exciting this season. And this game is going to be a win for Borussia Dortmund.
You believe that Borussia Dortmund will win Leipzig, right? You are so sure. Is it because of Haaland or what?
It's because of Haaland.
Yeah.
That guy, when he gets...
But I think the entire team has been very compact, kind of. They've really played well as a team.
Yeah, they've really played well as a team, Dortmund, and they've also been disappointing, Dortmund.
They are not consistent.
Yeah, they are not consistent. In their league title race, Bayern Munich are so far ahead, and look how they got knocked out of the Champions League. So they have the quality in their team. They just need that consistency to get to the next level.
Hopefully, let's see what happens concerning German Bundesliga fixture that we roll out there. A lot of matches. Well, Borussia Dortmund against Leipzig will be a match to watch because you have two players that a lot of people are looking at. And also, I'm looking at Marco Reus, a very tricky player. Now, we move away there. Let's go to where they play Scudetto, talking about Italia and Serie A. Matches will be coming up also this weekend. Spezia hosts Venezia in that game. You have Sassuolo, Lazio in the city of Rome, Salernitana against Torino, Fiorentina, Empoli. Napoli play away to Atalanta. And you have Udinese in the city of Udine against Cagliari. AS Roma play away to Sampdoria as Juventus versus Inter Milan. Big one. Who will win between Juventus at the city of Turin hosting Inter Milan, who right now we know how good they are too. You just have to think about AC Milan, Inter, Juventus, AS Roma when you are thinking of Italia Serie A. But for this weekend, it's between Juventus in city of Turin versus Inter Milan.
Juventus, Inter Milan, also a very, very big game in Italy. Juventus have been underperforming for the past 2 years now. They lost the league title last year to Inter Milan, who they are facing today. Inter Milan currently are in the title race alongside AC Milan and Napoli. So Inter wouldn't want to lose this match, and I also don't want them to lose this match because this title race is very exciting, and I want it to go down to the last day.
Okay, the title race is very, very exciting. Napoli, Inter, AC Milan. In fact, they are really dragging who will win. You see, Inter will lead, they've dropped. AC Milan will take over. Napoli has also been knocking at the door for the love we have for Victor Osimhen. A lot of people are hoping that Napoli will be able to score at least for Osimhen to at least let him raise that Scudetto Cup and be happy. Right?
We want Osimhen to win something, of course. He has been performing for Napoli at a very high level. He scores goals, and he's a leader. Most people don't notice that about Osimhen, but when you see how he behaves on the pitch, telling people what to do.
Even the match, Nigeria and Ghana, we saw how he was trying to encourage the entire team.
Against Ghana, he was the one trying to encourage the entire team. He was the one trying to pump the fans, the crowd. So we, as Nigerians, want him to do good, and hopefully he can help Napoli win the Scudetto.
Hopefully, he can help Napoli win the Scudetto. Let's see what the likes of the Bala will be offering today for this weekend for Juventus versus Inter Milan. The city of Turin will become the biggest match in Italy, Serie A there. Quickly, let's look at French League One as matches also be coming up in France as we quickly look at these fixtures. Bordeaux versus Lille will be a big one, big match there. Well, even though Bordeaux right now are not at their best form, but they can always bring out surprises. You have OGC Nice versus Reims, Saint-Etienne against Marseille, Lens, Strasbourg, Clermont, Nantes, Monaco against Metz, Brest to travel to Montpellier as Troyes host Reims, Olympique Lyon against Angers, and you have PSG versus Lorient. Well, those are the teams. Lorient, they have Innocent Bonke, that's his team, the Nigerian that was at the World Cup qualifier. They play against PSG. Can they turn things around? PSG right now, they are running away with the league from the way it is. Lyon also, they want to show their giant size against Angers. But for Lille versus Bordeaux, that's where the match is.
Yeah, Lille versus Bordeaux. Lille, who have been already knocked out of the Champions League by Chelsea, now have the league to concentrate on. Well, the title race for me is the gap between them and PSG is too much because, you know, they are the second best team in France. The gap is too much. PSG with all those exciting players, Messi, Neymar, Mbappe, will just have too much for them. And Lille, I know they will win today, but the title race in France is over, so they can just settle for second place.
But we know that PSG, because of maybe crashing out of champions and all that, a lot of things are not going well with that team, despite how they are leading the pack. You saw they've struggled playing some matches. In fact, they were even beaten in their last their match they played against that's Monaco, shockingly. A lot of people were not expecting that to happen to PSG.
Yeah, PSG is a team that has so much individual quality, Messi, Mbappe, Ramos and co, but they just don't do it when they are playing as a team. We saw it happen at the Bernabeu against Madrid. They were leading the game 1-0, cruising to the Champions League round of 16 victory, and suddenly a goalkeeping error by Donnarumma, Benzema scores. The whole mood of the stadium changes, and PSG just collapse. It's like they lack leaders, they lack mentality in that team. So I don't know how they are going to turn it around. Maybe they change the manager, bring in someone who knows how to work with big egos, big players, and hopefully they challenge for the Champions League next season, because the Ligue 1 isn't really what they're after. They've been winning it.
They're after Champions League.
Yeah, they've been winning it over and over again, and they've invested so much in winning the Champions League. So let's see how they perform next season.
PSG there that we're talking about them. Zubairu Abdurrahman has been with me talking sport on 360 Sport on Trust TV. We've been looking at matches for this weekend. We started from the home scene. We're talking about the NPFL. Matches will be coming up. Well, Gombe, Kano Pillars, that will be a match to watch, a big one. Nasarawa will be hosting Shooting Stars. And you have Rangers. They will also be playing against Lobby Stars. Another big one is Aqua United will be at home against Rivers United, table topper in the NPFL versus defending champion in Uyo. Another big cracker there. We've also view the match that will be coming up. We preview the matches in Italy, talking about Juventus versus Inter Milan, and the big one also Borussia Dortmund versus RB Leipzig, Nkunku versus Haaland. Going straight to the APL matches are so many matches, but Chelsea will be playing against Brentford, and you want to see West Ham over there in London hosting Everton. What will happen between David Moyes and Lampard? We wait to see as the player will be actually answering that with their feet when they play football. It's a good one talking sport on 360 Sport with you, Zubairu.
Thank you. I'm really excited and happy to be here talking about football, the game we all love, and there's nothing better than talking about something you love.
Good one there. Abdurrahman Zubairu has been with me. But before we go, I want to tell you this. Nigerians out there, let's shelve all this false report. Let's face the reality. We are not at the World Cup, but let's support at least Ghana, Senegal, and also try to be happy no matter what. That's it for the weekend. Have a splendid weekend from the stable of 360 Sport. On Trust TV, I am Adeni Ajushafe. Thanks for watching.